But the Grinch, who lived just north of Christmas, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a holly Who wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings,
he snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to keep Christmas from coming. For tomorrow I know all the Who girls and Who boys will wake bright and early, and they'll run for their toys, and then, oh, the noise, the noise, the noise! And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's the noise, noise, noise! Then those Who's, young and old, they'll sit down and they'll feast, and they'll feast, feast, feast. They'll feast on Who pudding and rare roast beast. Raw roast beast is a feast I can't stand in the least. And now they'll do something I hate most of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, they'll stand hand in hand with Christmas bells ringing. Oh. Those Who's, they'll hand in hand, they'll start singing. And they'll sing, and they'll sing, and they'll sing, sing, sing.
And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 43 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what I'll do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat.
I'll make a quick Santa Claus hat and coat.
And then he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick. With this hat and this coat, I'll look just like St. Nick. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus, as charming as a eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's a meant to be whole. Your brain is full of spiders. The garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5 of gold. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did Doc stop the Grinch? Ha! The Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he took his dog Max, and he took some black thread, and he tied a big horn on top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he whistled for Max. Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up!
And the sleigh started down towards the home where the Who's lay a-snoozing. All the windows were dark, no one knew he was there. All the Grinch were out dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square,
This will be stop number 1.
the old Grinchy Claus hissed as he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney. A rather tight fit, but if Santa could do it, so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a minute or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where all the little Who stockings were hung all in a row.
These stockings
He grinched.
are the first thing to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns, panzookas, pantukas, and drums, checkerboard, billabigs, popcorns, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch, very nimbly, stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimney.
You're a vile one, Mr. Grinch. You are termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're a king of sinful sauce. Lots of dead tomatoes spotted with purple dead spots, Mr. Grinch. You're a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, the Grinch even took the last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
First, I will start with this tree.
As the Grinch took the tree and he started to shove, he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. When he turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was no more than 2. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
but you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot.
The fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. I'm going to take it home to my workshop. I'm going to fix it there, and then I'm going to bring it back here.
And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who was in her bed with her cup, he crept to the chimney, and he stuffed the tree up. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar, and the last thing he took was the log for the fire. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that was left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who mouses.
You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nosh, super nos. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dung heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of rubbish imaginable, mangled up in tangled up in knots. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, nasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks, your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three best words to describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk.
It was 1:15, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, their ribbons, their wrapping, their snoof and their fuzzles, their tringlers and trappings, 10,000 feet up. Up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it.
Boo-hoo to the Who's.
He was grinchingly humming.
Soon they will find that no Christmas is coming. Thank you. They're just waking up now, and I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a moment or two, and then those Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That is a sound I simply must hear.
He paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound starting over the snow. It started in low, and then it started to grow. But this sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded glad. Every Who in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or another, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold into the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could this be so? It came without packages. It came without bags. It came without ribbons, boxes, or bags.
He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas,
He thought.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And then the true meaning of Christmas came through, and the Grinch found the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. And now that his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. With a smile to his soul, he descended Mount Crumpet, cheerily blowing hoo-hoo on his trumpet. He rode into Whoville. He brought back their toys, brought back their floofs to the Who girls and boys. And he brought back their snoofs, their tringlers, their fuzzles, brought back their pantufas, their dapples and wuzzles. He brought everything back, all the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Welcome Christmas. Bring your cheer, cheer to all Who's far and near. Christmas Day is in our grasp, as long as we have hands to clasp. Christmas Day will be just as long as we have we.